Hello everyone, welcome back to Lematech once again. In last video of our parental control series app, we saw how to do Firebase project setup. Along with that, we did for Firebase sign up for the parent users, and in this video we are going to implement the same sign up process for the children. And inside this children process, we have some extra things needs to be added like parent code, and that part I have covered in detail in this tutorial. If you haven't watched the other parts or the previous parts of this series, then please go watch those videos and come back to these videos later. And if you have already implemented so far, then you can continue watching this video. So let's see how we can implement this login process and the other remaining parts. If you are new to my YouTube channel, if the contents are helping you in any manner and resolving your issues, then please consider subscribing to this channel and also like this content, share with your friends and colleagues, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you should not miss any of my latest videos that I am uploading on this channel. Now let's see how we can implement the login process for children and the rest of the things. So please watch this video till the end so that you can grab the full knowledge of this parental control series app development. Once we click login as child, nothing is happening, but once we click on login as parent, it is redirecting us to parent sign in. I want to have similar fields along with the buttons, but extra one field for child sign up. So if I click this login as child, I want to go to this page and add extra buttons. We can do it by conditionally, and how we can do that, let's see. This is the parent sign in page, and I am not going to create another page to have the same fields and buttons. What I can do, I will receive a button or a title here, or two more fields. One is called final string title, and the title will be different for child sign in and parent sign in. Here I am showing parent sign in. When the child clicks, I will show child sign in, and also another boolean value is parent. Based upon this boolean value, I will show an extra field which we are going to implement sooner. This dot title require this dot is parent, and pass this thing from this page. Title will be parent, and is parent will be true from this section, and I am going to copy this one and going to paste it in this login as child button click, and here I will pass as child, and this will not be a parent, so false. Let's come to this parent sign in page, and here we are getting the title. Instead of hard coding this parent, we will print the title with the help of widget reference title, and remove this constant, so it will have dynamic value either child or parent sign in. Similarly, we are also receiving is parent, and for that I need to create a field, enter email field. So let me copy this one and paste it on the top, and I will add a condition here. If widget dot is parent false, then only I am going to show this text field, and this field will be enter parent code. What is parent code? Because each parent can have multiple kids, so they can be associated with a family. Like one parent has signed up, they will be assigned one unique code, that UI ID, which we are going to remodel it, but that unique code will be applied or will be given or will be shared with their kids while sign up. Then only we can make a relationship between those. I am going to create another editing controller. Okay, this will be parent code, and come to this first text field. Here if it is not parent, then we are showing it. Similarly, add at this place of sized box. Let's save it and see how it looks like. I am going to reload the application. I am clicking the login as parent. We are getting parent sign in. Go back and login as child. We are getting child sign in and enter parent code, email, password and similar other features. While sign up, we are storing the details into the parents collection, but in case of child, we need to store that data into our child or users collection or children collection. So here we can add a condition. If widget dot is parent, then this block will execute. Else will store the data into children's, and this object has to be changed. We have a children dot model class and we are going to use this one. Come to this sign in, parent sign in, and replace that with this children. Import it. It has to be children. Save it. Sorry. In children we do not have latitude and longitude. Come to this parent dot and copy paste this one. Copy this one, device token, okay. So here we should be fine. It says 8 positional arguments expected but 7 found. What is extra that I missed it? Username, user ID, device token, latitude 1 2 3 4 8. Pass another value and save it. I am going to reload the application once again. For child sign up, we are giving them another field which is parent code. So whenever a child signs up, he has to enter a parent code. To make this parent code available for child, we need to store the parent code while the parent is signing up. Here we are creating a parent object and we are passing that parent object to this collection to store our data. And I want to store the data in such a way that I can update those information or those parent data in our collections easily. To store the data, instead of just calling add method, I will call another way to store this parent information, and that is by this way. This document means I will pass a user ID. This user ID is nothing but this parent user's unique ID. I will call a set method. This set method will add all the informations that are available inside our parent to JSON. The beauty of this one is, if this user ID is available, it will update this particular user ID's record, otherwise it will create a new one. So let's do a check if it is empty or not. If it is not empty, then pass this UI ID as document ID, else pass a null value. If it is having null value, then this collection or this lines of code will create a new document with the random generated UI ID by Firebase. In this case we are saying that we want our document ID to be like this user ID which we will be getting from our Firebase auth. Now let me just save and do a sign up for parent @gmail.com and parent@123. If I click sign up and if we go to this document of parents, we should be able to see one document. Let me click on sign up and sign up is success. Here we got a document. Here we can see parent code is null because we have not given any parent code here. So I have already created a method to generate a random 6-digit code which will be unique for each parent. Let me come to this method, generate random code. Here I have taken an alphabet with alphanumerical and a code length and a random. This random is available in our math file. You can see .math file, and I am just iterating and generating a 6-digit code. I am going to call this one in our sign up button. Let's come to this one, and for this parent case I'll call this one and I'll pass this random value. If I save it and if I sign up once again, this parent code should be updated, but we have not but if we try to sign up with the same email, it will not update. Let's sign up with another email, parent1@gmail.com, and password will also be parent1@123. Let's click sign up and we should be able to see another record in our parents document. Is there any error? No. Okay, another record is added. Here you can see there is a parent code. With the help of this parent code only, the child will be able to sign up. Otherwise there will be no parent child relationship. So that's why I have created a parent code. Now if I clear the console and come to this one and reload the application and try to sign in with the parents email and password of the parent1@gmail.com, parent1@123. I am going to sign in. After signing in, we are able to getting redirected to our home page. That is nothing but our my home page. Okay, so we are able to generate a parent code and having a user ID WXW and the same document ID, because we are going to update the other information or once the parent successfully sign into our application. Now let's see how we can update this information like latitude, longitude, name. Name is not required as of now. We are going to update this latitude and longitude. Come to our application and log out from this one. Now the application is logged out. In this my home page, this my home page has been extracted from the main.dat file where we used to have list of installed apps along with the maps. So inside this my home page, I am going to get the logged in current user, get current user, create a variable of user, and with the help of Firebase auth we can get the current user who has logged into our app. Let's try to print UID of this user, UID of the parent, UID, add a null check and call this before this get location details method. And save it. come to our sign in button. The sign in button is available in our parent sign in page. Here, after successfully signing, we are redirecting to our home page, my home page. So let's reload it once again and sign in, so that we can see whether our newly created method is being called or not, which is nothing but get current user. I am going to log in as parent, give email ID parent1 gmail.com, parent1 click sign in. I want to see whether this value is printed or not. Yes, it is printed, and that is same as we have in our Firebase collection user ID or document ID. So the next step is I want to update the location details of the parent also. Along with that, I also want to update the information of the apps. How we can do that? We are calling this get all installed apps method, and inside we are getting the permissions, check user permission along with the user statistics. In this get all the installed apps information, I will remove this permission related thing and I will keep that in our main.dart file. Come to this main.dart file and convert this dart file to stateful widget and override the init state method here, and call and create another method request permissions. Why I am creating here? Because it needs to request the permission only once when the main.dart file is called. So that's why I am creating a separate method inside the main.dart file and call it here. So this request permission method shouldn't be called as many times as we visit to our my home page or as many times we redirect to the my home page. Come back to this one, and we are getting the apps list of applications. So in order to save the list of applications information, what I will do, I will iterate this apps list. I will iterate the apps list by help of for each. Before that, just check whether it is empty or not. If it is not empty, we are going to iterate it for each and do this. It says something like that, or just do a quick fix for loop, and this element will return us the app name. Okay, so what I am going to do, in our parent object, if I go to the parent object or the parent model, here we are storing the list of app information, and one app information has app name and package name and screen time and last used time. We need to create a list of app information type. Come to our home page, and here below to usage info, just paste it and add a null value or blank value, and while iterating here we need to set the value or add the value to this list of application data. I am just going to add here like this, and before adding we need to create a app information object. App information, and let's pass this app information app name, and it has to be package name, and for now I'll give this time related thing as blank, because those related things we will get it from our usage information details, and that we will be adding very soon. So I'm going to pass this one. As many apps we have, those many app information we will store here and we will update in our Firebase collection. I will show you how you can update through this document ID. So let's try to print here number of application information. We have length of the app informations, length. So this will be called, and we will be able to see whether the list of application information has any value or not. Save it, and let me copy this one and come here. Let me reload it. Here it says stateless widget error. Now we got the length of the app information 25. So come to this my home page and see how we can update that value. We are getting this app information list this many times. So I will create a separate method, update parent information. Here I will pass a document ID of that parent. Call the Firebase Firestore database. Now add a async and call the Firebase Firestore method in this way, collection, and it has to be parents, and pass the document ID which we are receiving in this method, document ID, and update those particular field. In our case, that is nothing but our apps informations. Like if I come to this Firebase database, this is the property against which we should be able to update the value. Come to our parent model and copy this one, and here we need to pass that in the format of JSON, and I am going to copy this one and paste it here. Okay, you must be wondering that how we can get this value. Here we are actually adding the data, but we have to add this data inside the set state, then only our data will be available here. Before adding this value, before adding the value to this list, always try to make it blank so that it should not duplicate the values. And let's call this method update parent information. From our this method, get all the installed apps. After getting all the app information related details, we can update that one, and let's pass that and call this with the help of abet keyword. And here the user ID is there, but we cannot access that user ID to this place. For that, I will do one thing. I will set a user ID here, take a variable user ID, or let's say document ID, and I am going to set that document ID here, document ID and user UID. After this method is called, we will have value in document ID, and I am going to pass that document ID here and just add a null check. Before passing, let me print the document ID of the parent. Now try to save and see whether we are able to see this document parent ID or not, or other information. Let me reload this app. Yes, we got this document parent ID, and come to our Firebase database, and nothing is updated, right? This field should have been updated, but it is not updated. Come and try to check what is the problem. Let's check out what is the problem. we got this document ID and app informations, and whether this app informations has any data or not. Okay, I'm going to give this as map and e dot to JSON and convert that to a list type. To list and save it. Let's see whether it is updated or not. No. Let me reload the app once again. Yes, you can see our app name, package name and last used time, screen time. All the app details has been updated for the parent, right? The app name, employee book for me, and all those apps that we are actually seeing here. So the next step will be to update the usage time of these apps for this parent. Before that, let's come to this parent information where we are actually calling. Here we are calling the get all the installed apps. Before that, we are calling the get location details. On the top of the class, I am going to create a parent object, and inside this parent object I will set all those values like document ID and the latitude longitude values and all the installed apps details. So here I will just create, and I'll create a default, or I'll call a parent default constructor, and I'll just give a default value as of now here. Blank and this one. And when we get this current user, I will set that current user ID to this user ID and will assign the value UID to this parent. Okay, after that, when this get location details is called, I will come to the bottom where we are actually getting the location data, and here I will set the latitude and longitude for this parent object. Latitude and value dot latitude. Here add a null check. Here also add a null check, not this one. At the end, okay, it says some problem. We need to convert this to string. Let me copy and paste. We need to change this to longitude. Now we are setting the latitude and longitude in this parent object. Come back to our installed app method, and here we are setting the app information. Just after setting the app information, or after this iteration, I will set all those app informations data to our parent object. App informations here, and assign that app informations value or the list to our parent object's app informations. Now we have set all the details into our parent object. Directly I'll go to this update information. Instead of passing one by one, what I'll do, I'll go here and I'll pass this parent object in the form of toJSON. Before that, let's check this toJSON method whether everything is right or not. In this toJSON, we can see we need to convert this one to toJSON, then only it will be saved, otherwise it will throw an error. Convert this to list and we are fine. We will be able to save user ID, which we have already saved in our parent object. Now we are going to add latitude, longitude and the app information and parent code. Now save and see. reloading the app once again and see what are the details updated in our collection. Come to this document, and here our parent code is gone, and latitude longitude also not stored, right, except our app information. It means if we pass this value directly, it is creating problem. I'm just going to update or go to this parent model and copy this thing. Now here we will pass the location data dot latitude, similarly the location data longitude, add a null check. Here in place of app information, let it be like this. Now I am going to save and reload the app to check whether the data are getting updated or not. Now you can see our latitude and longitude are also updated, but previously we had a parent code and that is gone. What I am going to do, I will just add a 6 character alphanumerical parent code, 6 digit it has to be, and save it. We are able to store the parents app information, but here last use time and screen time is not stored, but all the app informations are being stored. So the parent can sign in and can sign up and can see their app's usage time. Here if I click, the app usage time is this much and the location is being displayed. Now the parent sign in part is done. Let's see how the child can sign in. So for child sign in, we have a parent code which we are going to pass. Like here we have a parent code. This parent code value will be used by this child to sign up. So before sign up, what we need to do, we need to check whether this parent code exists or not. If it doesn't exist, then we will say this parent code doesn't exist, contact to your parent, or any other information we will show them. So to check whether this parent code is existing or not, create a method to check whether this parent code exists or not. I am going to create a method check parent code string parent code async, and it will be of future of string. Here we are going to return instance dot collection parents. With the help of where condition, we can check whether this code exists or not. So in where condition, we need to add this field and also add a is equal to, with the help of property that we are receiving here, and get an object, but we need to return a value of string type. So do it then let's check whether this value has any data or not. Length is 0 or length is greater than 0, or remove this with is not empty. Then we can say this value returns parent code or return parent code. Okay, once this value is present, what I am going to do, I will return a user ID instead of this parent code. So here value will have something, value of value dot docs of 0th position. I can get the user ID of the parent. Let's save, or let's call this check parent code in our sign up process of the children. Come to our sign up button. Okay, this method should be created in our parent sign in page, not here. Come to our parent sign in page and paste that method here, and let's call this method in our sign up button for the case of children. This is sign in, but in our sign up, if it is parent, we are doing the parent related operations, but if it is children, we will do the children related operations. Before saving any data or before saving children's, we are going to call that method string user parent id and abet, and call that method by passing the parent code. Here I am going to pass the parent code. Here we will have a parent code controller.text, and let's check whether this parent id has some value or not. Parent id of the parent code, parent id. If this parent id has some value, then only we are going to process, or we are going to sign up the user. I am going to cut this one and I will add a condition. If this parent id is not empty, then I am going to this operation, or I am going to save the children's details. Let me save all those files and reload the application from here, and inside this collection, now the application is restarted. Go to this login as child. Here I am going to copy this parent code here and come to our emulator, paste that parent code, add extra 5. Here I am going to give a child1@gmail.com. Password will be child@123. Just for testing purpose, I will filter the console with this printing value and click sign up. It says user credential doesn't match, please sign up. Okay, we need to click on this sign up button. It feels like nothing has happened, right? Let's come to this children's and see whether any data is added or not. Okay, let me delete this document and come to our authentication tab part. Child 1 is there, right? Delete this one and come and try to sign up again. Okay, the records are created. It means this parent is having some value, but it is not printed. Why? I think this else condition is not reachable because it is always parent. Come to our sign in option and see login as child, we are passing is parent false. It means this is parent should be false. Come to our sign up page. Sign up page, come to our sign up button. In this sign up button, credential.user is not equal to null. Okay, the child is getting added, but the condition is not satisfying. We need to check whether this parent code exists in our database or not. So what I am going to do, I am going to add this condition user.parent here only. Here if it is parent, then it will check this value. If it is not parent, then I will do other things here, the similar things that we are doing inside this block. First, for parent case, we are signing up or we are creating a user with email and password, then we are storing the parent information. I am not going to do that. I will just modify this one code. For parent it will be like this, and for the child case, copy the whole thing or cut the whole thing. So this condition, come back to this else condition. Here we need to have a credential object, and I am going to copy this one, and I will call that credential object only if we have a parent ID for the child or for the given parent code. Now it should not add any data until unless we have this parent ID against the parent code that we passed. Let me reload it. Go to our Firebase authentication tab, delete this record, come to our children's, there is no record. Now the app is reloaded. Let's log out, login as child, and I am going to copy this parent code. This is the parent code, and paste it there. Email will be like child1@gmail.com, child, I think it should be child@123. Now if I click on the sign up button, first it will fetch the parent ID from this method which we have written here, and if it is not empty, if the parent ID is not empty, then we will create a user with email and password, and we will store the rest of the details. Like inside this children, we are going to inside this children constructor, we are passing the credential user ID specifically created for the child, and we will later add this latitude, longitude and other device or the parent ID. Let me just click sign up, and we got this parent ID, right? It means we have successfully signed up. Come to this children's collection and see the user has been registered, Q2H, and if I come to this authentication, we should be able to see child 1, Q2H, here Q2H. Like we stored the data for parents with the help of document ID, which should be similar to this user ID, we will modify our code as per that. Delete this document, come to this document again, delete it, reload our application, go to our children class and add two more parameter. One is for parent code that we need to store, parent code and other is for parent user ID. Parent code parent user ID. And come to this section also, we need to add parent code and parent user ID. Copy these two and change as per the parent code and parent ID. Save it. Come to this section and here we are going to add the parent code, and that parent code will be available in this controller dot text, and the parent ID we are getting from this method and we are storing in our variable parent ID. Pass that and save it. But while saving the data for children, we are passing children.toJSON. Like we stored for parent here, with the help of document ID, we will set the data for children in the same manner. I am going to remove this one, added this document ID. If it is not empty, it will create a document with the UI ID for this children. We will be getting from this method create user with email and password, and here we need to pass children instead of parent. Okay, so now we will be able to store the children's parent code and the parent ID along with the UID, and the latitude and longitude we will update once it will go to our longitude and latitude, once it will go to our home page. Now let's save it and try whether our values are getting stored properly or not. Log in as child and copy the parent code, child1@gmail.com, and click on sign up. Okay, the parent code is printed, it means it has some value, and let's see whether child is added or not. Yes, the child is added, and in our children's collection, let's check whether child is added or not. Yeah, parent code and parent user ID is added, but these two are same value. We have done some wrong, we will change that one. If we come to this method, check parent code, what we are returning? We are returning here, we are returning the parent code. We should return this value, the user value, then only we can be able to store the user ID of the parent here. No need to store two same value, parent code and user ID. Now I have modified it. So the next step is when the child signs up or the child login or sign in, at that moment we need to update the other values like this latitude, longitude and app informations the way we did for parents. To do that, after sign in, our page will be redirected to my home page, and in our my home page we are updating the parent information. Similarly, I will create another method to update the child information, and I will call this update child information and parent information based upon a condition. Here I am going to change the collection name to children's, and this children also have this latitude and longitude. Come to this method, wherever it is called. In this method, above this method, we need to add a condition like whether this my home page is called during the children's sign-in process or during the parent sign-in process. Based upon that, we will update that particular information, app information, into our database. So how we can do that? We are having a each parent, and if you go to this parent sign-in or the sign-in page, let's go to the sign-in method and see how we can pass the value. Come to our sign-in button. This is the sign-in button, and we are passing widget is parent. This widget.isParent will get once the user clicks either this option, parent option, or the child option. Based upon that, the dynamic value will be passing to our my home page. Come to our my home page, copy this one, and wherever we are calling that update information, add a condition here. If widget dot is parent true, then I will update the parent information, else I will update the children's information. Update children's information and also pass the document ID. This document ID will be changed dynamically based upon the logged in user or the signed in user, and that we are getting, and here we are getting the user ID with the help of Firebase auth instance of current user. Now let me come to this update child information and see whether the values are getting updated or not. Save all the files and let me reload this one. Login as child. Yes, there is another problem. We have three fields: enter parent code, enter email, and enter password. This field is required only while signing up, but this field is not required while signing. So you can change this property, or you can hide or show this text field based upon your condition. As of now, I am going to leave that, and I'll only provide the email and password while sign in. If child @123, and if I click sign in, it should redirect us to our home page. Okay, we landed to our home page, but nothing is visible. It will come slowly. We got the home page, and we are only able to see the app names, YouTube, Google's files, and other things. We are not able to see the location. Come to our children's document or collection, and you can see these informations are being updated along with the latitude, longitude. Here parent code and parent user ID is there, which we should update later, and here the app information is stored. But in our app information, in a single app, we are only storing app name and package name. Last used time and screen time is not stored. Let's store those value also. Come to our update children information. Here we are passing the location data and the latitude data, and also app information. Come to this app information where we are setting that data. Here we are actually getting all the installed apps, and we are iterating. We are getting the app info, but we are not setting the usage details of that particular app. Let's see how we can get the usage details. If you go to our app usage details page, it will be here. We are calling a get usage method. In this get usage method, we are fetching the usage statistics of the particular app by checking package name. Let me copy this method and come to our my home page and paste it here. What I am going to do, I will explain. We will pass a application name to this get usage method, and we will return this value. whenever this package name matches with our usage statistics values, then we will return a app usage info. This app usage info is a type of usage info class, and we will return from here, and it will be of future of that type, future of usage info type. We need to return some value, and I am going to receive a object of application. This application will have the package name that we are checking here. Just add here. Okay, this is the spelling mistake. Here we need to check with the package name. We no need to do the app usage info set state. I am just going to return the value from here element. The return value should be added a null check. What it says, the return type usage info isn't a void as required by the clauses context. Okay, let me just undo everything. I am going to set the app usage info for this package only, and once this iteration is completed, I will return this app usage info from this line. Okay, so once I got this app usage info from this package, I am going to copy this method get usage, and will call that method in our this method. Inside this, get all the installed app. Why? Because we are going to set this last screen time and the total screen time in our app information object, and we are going to add that into our app informations list object or list variable. Before that, I will call that method here by passing element. Element is nothing but our application type, and call this get usage method with the abet keyword, and we need to store that value which we are receiving as usage info, usage or u info. Let's print the value available inside u info. I am going to print like a screen time. If it has some screen time, it will print that value. Convert this to toString and pass or set that value into our this app information object. Screen time is nothing but our total time in foreground. toString, similarly copy this one and add last time used, convert it to toString. Let me save and reload the application and filter this value in our console. Reload the application and see the console whether we are getting this value or not. The app is loaded and you can see the screen time of all the apps are printed. Yes, now our usage time or screen time of that particular app is updated with some string value, right? Last use time this much, and some screen time is also there with some time in the format of string. We will convert it while showing in the parent screen, but our details are being stored now, and the location also visible for these children. Now we are able to update the parents and child's app usage information. Let's see how the parent can get the child's information.